Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, Help with Gadgets, and we've got a very interesting knife to do a review of today. This is the Black Snow Customs. This is their production model of the Mini Opiate, and this one's actually on loan to me from a friend, and I have been able to spend some time with it. Carried it several days, and wanted to give you my thoughts on this and do some size comparisons. Um, this is not a really extensive review of that you might be um, that you might be seeing on some other channels, but let's get into to the things that I wanted to talk about. First off, the action on this is actually really good for such a heavy bladed knife. Um, I don't know if you can see with the thickness there of that. Let's look at something else that may be able to compare it to. This is the Asher Knives Spiro, so you can tell there's a good bit of difference there. Let's look also at the QSP Penguin, and again, so you can see how thick that blade is there. So it is a heavy blade, but it does have pretty good action. I found that it seems that the push button method works a whole lot better than trying to light switch it, although that does work as well. But that push button seems to work really well. This knife does slide in and out of pocket pretty good. You can tell it has a nice ramp there on the clip. It does not, in my opinion, it's not a knife that you want to carry around every day. It does take up a lot of space in the pocket, and it does keep you from, at least in my experience, keep you from reaching into that pocket very often to get anything else that you may have in that pocket. So I'll just let you know that. It does cut well. I've used it to cut a few things. I like the lines on this. It's comfortable in hand. I wish this choil would be a little bit bigger. With my fingers, it fits, but it is right up against this edge here. Otherwise, when I choke back, that's how my hand lands on this particular knife. Access to the lock bar is not the best either. There is some scalloping there, and on this side as well, but it's just not. It could be better. All right, let's do some size comparisons. Let's compare it first to the. Let's do the Miguron Morial and the Miguron Carix. All right, let's get those two out of the way. Let's do the American Blade Works Model 1 and the American Blade Works Model 2. Alright, we'll compare it to two very similar knives in my opinion. This is the Kaiser October. That's the titanium version, and then this is the Vosteed Hedgehog. And I'll just kind of show you what I was talking about with these being somewhat similar. They're not the same, but to me they're somewhat similar. Different locking mechanisms, different features, but I think that's a good comparison there. All right, let's look at the Giant Mouse Ace Tribeca and the Penna Apache. All right, let's look at the Microtech MSI, and also let's look at the Opiate EFD. That's the Liang Ma budget line. Okay, let's get those two out of the way. Let's look at that QSP Penguin again. We compared the blade thickness, but there it is, side by side. And what else do we want to look at? Let's look at the CJRB Pyrite. All right. Let's look at that Astronaut Spiro Warncliffe that we looked at. And let's lay a Oz Machine Company Roosevelt in there as well. All right. And a couple more. This is the Orion Knives Cetus. And this is the Petrified Fish Mini Beluga. All right, and then one last comparison. Let's do the Kaiser Militao. And last and certainly not least, the Kaiser Cyberblade. And as you can tell, the Black Snow Custom Mini Opiate is much larger than the Cyberblade. All right. Well, let's lay in there. Let's go ahead and take some measurements. It does appear to be a large knife, but it's only about 3 1/4 inch on the blade as I measure it, and about 7 3/4 on the overall length. So while not being a huge knife, it as far as length goes, it is still a substantial knife. It is quite weighty. You will notice it in pocket, at least from my experience. But it is certainly a neat piece. I know my friend that loaned it to me enjoys having it and enjoys carrying it from time to time. But even he says it's not one that he would carry all the time. The maker has an interesting history. He started out as a jeweler and has carried some of his techniques and eye for detail into knife making as well. So you can look up that history. I won't get into it because I would probably mess it up trying to recall from memory. You can tell it has the centering is good. As I mentioned before, it feels pretty good in hand. It cuts good. Again, I've carried it and used it several days here. The action is drop shut, as you would expect from from a knife with a blade this size, this thick. It is on bearings, of course, and the micarta is very nice on this particular model as well. Titanium clip, as I mentioned, and it does go in and out of pocket. If you want to see the inside, check out the disassembly and cleaning video that I did. And so yeah, this is one that's interesting. I'm glad I was able to experience it. It's nice to be able to experience a lot of different knives without having to purchase all of them. So I want to thank my friend for allowing me to keep it for a while and to make a few videos. But there you have it. This is the Black Snow Customs. It is a production knife of their mini Opiate. And I appreciate everyone that has liked and subscribed and all that good stuff. If you haven't done so, I would respectfully ask that you do if you've enjoyed the content. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks.